What is up, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we've got some great information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Tetsuya Nomura is handling the character designs for Xenoblade Chronicles 2's Torna organization. So this is really interesting, and I wanted to talk about this. I know this is a little bit of old news, but I still wanted to discuss it because Tetsuya Nomura, he is like a mad genius in his own right, but he did start out as a character designer all the way going back, I think, to Final Fantasy V. So let's get into this article here. So the two character designs, you're going to see them as far as what he's done, and Square Enix's Tetsuya Nomura is handling the character designs for the mysterious organization known as Torna in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the game's official Japanese Twitter account revealed. And the two characters are this white-haired dude right here that looks pretty cool, and this other black-haired guy right here with this big old armor. So this is really cool, and Tetsuya Nomura is handling both of these. They're both designed by him fully. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is, of course, due out this fall, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've done multiple videos on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so if you're new to the channel and you do love Xenoblade Chronicles, please check out all of my videos that I've done on it before in the past when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles X, in addition to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I do want to mention one thing as far as them reaching out to Square Enix's Tetsuya Nomura. You have to remember that Monolith Soft, for many of you guys who don't know, it's basically the old good Square Enix. Like, all the games that you remember playing has fragments of Monolith Soft staffers on there. There's two organizations really what the old Square Enix was composed of. So you also have Mistwalker, and then you have Monolith Soft. Both of those used to make all the great Super Nintendo games, the NES games, all that stuff that you used to love, PlayStation 1. So I'd really love for Nintendo to reach out to Mistwalker if they could, Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy. But either way, I think this one was probably like a favor since Tetsuya Nomura and Monolith Soft, Takahashi-san, go way back. So I'm pretty sure he was like, hey man, you want something to do? While you're delaying Kingdom Hearts 3 forever, you want actually something to do? You want some work for a game that's actually going to release and people can enjoy it? Design some characters for us in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. No, but I'm joking overall, I'm joking. This is really good. I like the character designs, they actually look really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else he's designed as far as the Torna organization goes in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 throughout this fall on the Nintendo Switch. Get hyped, my boys, because I know I am super hyped for this game. Alright, and getting into the next article here, ARMS has the best launch for an unlicensed fighting game in Japan within the past 7 years. So this is actually pretty big news for Nintendo and the fighting genre in general. But let's get into this article here. So Nintendo probably couldn't have asked for even like a better debut than this. This was obviously really good. The game sold around 100,000 units in Japan from June 16th to the 18th. So just a few days there. And as a new IP, this is very shocking, yet also really cool that it's selling this well that early in the life cycle with the install base that the Nintendo Switch does have. So we do have some new information. There was some data that was compiled together as far as the last, I don't know, like 10 years or so since pretty much Street Fighter 4 on the PS3 and 360 as far as the debuts for fighting games that are not licensed. So we're not going to see stuff like Smash Brothers, we're not going to see Dragon Ball Z, we're not going to see One Piece, stuff like that. So unlicensed fighting games, the original ideas from the creators out there. And this is pretty good, especially if you look at this list. Nintendo was able to beat out the likes of Street Fighter V as far as doubling the sales of Street Fighter V on the PS4, Blaze Blue, King of Fighters, and Tekken. Now, we did know that, of course, it beat out Tekken and Street Fighter V, but also King of Fighters, also Blaze Blue. There's a number of different games here, just various. Guilty Gear, XRD. You have just a ton of different games, DOA 5, that it beat out as far as the charts go. So this is definitely good for Nintendo. I think it's good for the fighting genre in general. I think that if Nintendo was able to say, hey, we have this fighting game that did really well, then hey, like, this is what you can do in your fighting games on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe there's more of a market for this, or maybe it will draw in that market. So I think Nintendo's going to turn into a little bit of a haven for the competitive online multiplayer, especially this summer. There's so much great stuff from ARMS. Then we also have Splatoon 2, we have Pokken, just a lot of great competitive games to play against each other, to play online. So I'm looking forward to, of course, playing against you guys. Sorry about my live stream once again. We had some issues, but I'll definitely be playing ARMS again this upcoming week. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just playing ARMS more and getting better at the game, but also looking forward to Nintendo's other titles like Pokken Tournament Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more that are coming out this summer. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Reggie Fils-Aimé says that the 4K audience is a bit too limited, and he also talked about fan feedback a bit. So recently in an interview, this is what Reggie had to say as far as his full comments on 4K gaming. Quote, The Nintendo mission is to reach as many consumers as possible and to have them engage and have fun with our intellectual property. That's what we try to do. So inherently, we go for more mainstream audience. Inherently, we want our products to be affordable. We want our products to be easy to pick up and experience, low learning curve. We want our IP to shine as we deliver these experiences. That's the way we approach it. And so what that means is a sweet spot of $300 for the Nintendo Switch, a platform that has Mario and Zelda and Splatoon, going against a more limited consumer pool, a higher price point requiring investments in other ways, 4K TVs, what have you. That is a strategy that for us, candidly, is a bit too limited. And in the same interview, Reggie also discussed the topic of listening to fan feedback, so let's get into what he had to say there. Quote, "We certainly look at what our community is saying, but arguably, if all we did was listen to our community, we would be creating content against a handful of intellectual property with a handful of feature sets, because that's typically what the consumer focuses in on. Things that they know, things that they've seen before, and that is 100% true. We would never get any cool new IPs and stuff like that if we only, or if any company, it's not just Nintendo, but if any company just listened to what the fans say, we would just be getting the same thing over and over and over again. I doubt we'd ever see anything like Splatoon. I doubt we'd ever see anything like ARMS. Nobody said, hey, let's have these springy things and then you punch them and then they do these things. Like, nobody would have thought of that. I never would have thought of something like ARMS. Nobody would have. Maybe there's some crazy dude out there that thought about that. But he's talking about as far as the masses go, we'd just be getting the same stuff over and over and over again. And Nintendo likes to make a lot of stuff that's even like what we want, right? Like Mario and Zelda, they make stuff that we want, but at the same time, like, they put new ideas into it. Like, I don't know if anyone would have said, hey, Mario has a hat where you throw it and it possesses things and then you can kind of go like Geist and do stuff like that. I mean, maybe somebody would have thought of that, but most people would just be like, give me Mario 64, exactly like that, but with 1080p 60 frames per second. That's what we would have got if it was up to the consumers. Or give me Mario Galaxy, exactly like that, but just 1080p 60 frames per second. So I can see where he's coming from, where you do still need to listen to the fans when it comes to certain things, but at the same time, don't always just listen to them and say, hey, we're going to make this exactly like what they want. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have even got the Switch, the hybrid type of device. I mean, I'm not sure how many people would have been like that. I think most people would have been like, make a GameCube too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make a, I think I said that before. So just make a GameCube. Make a GameCube, make it 1080p 60, make great graphics, and that's all we need, right? Forever. So I can understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's also important to listen to fans as well. So it goes both ways, right? All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Link in the description below. We've got some awesome rewards, perks, benefits, and prizes from monthly giveaways. As far as getting drawings to win those, we also have $10 prized eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're going to have ARMS, Pokken Tournament, Splatoon 2 with Salmon Run, and so much more. Discord voice chat for our live streams, so you can come onto the private server, chat with the PE community during our live stream, so people will hear your voice and all that. So we have a ton of fun every single week. I stream 3 times, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the most part, and we all get on there and we have a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked out the Patreon page with PE Arena, PE Live, make sure you do so. Even at the lowest tier of $1, there's all the great perks and benefits and rewards, pretty much the bulk of the content. So check it out, support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.